Over the years, I've come to realize that the difference between loving gardening versus feeling overwhelmed with it comes down to really how your work flows in the garden. And today I'm going to show you a setup that has completely been a game changer for how I do one of my most critical workflows, that is starting seeds and uppotting them. Let me show you. The garden sink station from Vego Garden. Hey folks, if we haven't met before, my name is Tara. I garden in the Bay Area, and over here we have got a really long growing season. So I try to start a lot of my plants from seeds. It both saves money as well as gives me a huge variety of plants to choose from. But the problem is, if you don't have a nice organized setup and workflow to do your seed starting, it can be absolute chaos and really frustrating very, very quickly. So over here on the channel, my job is to help you grow, but also to love the process of growing. And that goes for me as well. So imagine this scenario. You're excited to start some seeds. You got your seed starting trays and your seeds, and you sit down and then you realize, oops, I forgot my seed starting mix. So off to the garage or wherever you store it, you lug a bag of seed starting mix and bring it back. And then oh goodness, I forgot my tools. I've got to get a little trowel. So I go to the sunroom where I store it, I get my trowel and come back, and then I need to moisten my soil. And oops, I need water. So off to the hose wherever it is on the other side of my garden, fill up my bottle with water, bring it back, and then oh goodness, I forgot my fertilizer. So I go bring a bag of fertilizer because I want to mix in a little bit of fertilizer into my seed starting mix. It just goes on and on trying to collect the things. Oh yeah, forgot the labels. Now I got to put plant labels in, otherwise I'm never going to remember. Again, off to the sunroom to get that. It gets frustrating very, very quickly. And to tell you the truth, guys, oops, my tray has some dirt in it. I need to rinse it off. Let's knock out the dirt. I sometimes go to my swimming pool and just sort of rinse it off over there. Don't tell my husband. He probably knows actually. But yeah, I am not proud of that, but sometimes it just gets so frustrating to have to walk all the way to the faucet on the other side and wash it and come back. It's just nonstop. And by the time I'm ready and all set up to start my seeds, it's probably dark already. I'm tired, I'm frustrated. And the process starts over again the next day. So when this garden sink came on Vego Garden's website, I was just thrilled and I had to try it. So they kindly sent it to me. I'm going to quickly show you how I unbox it and set it up. I've done that already, obviously, but I'll do a little replay for you. And I'm going to go over some of the key features of this wonderful garden station that I've been using for quite a few days now and absolutely loving it. And it's one of those things that you wonder how you ever lived without it before, right? So anyway, let's dive into the unboxing and get it all set up. So as I'm putting this together, a couple of things jump out immediately. This thing is all metal. It's weather resistant. It has got to be super easy to clean. And hopefully it's going to last me for many, many years to come. And I love that it's a standardized 36-inch counter height design. And like all Vego Garden products, it is built for modular expansion. And so it connects and it extends with other products in their potting bench series. That was actually pretty easy to put together. Now, I did have my husband help me out just to make it go a little faster, but I could have definitely done this myself. The instruction booklet is very detailed. You just have to make sure that you take the time to read it carefully all the way through before you get started. And it really helps prevent you from making mistakes that will cost you time to redo. Now, I've put together several Vego Garden products myself, and they do focus on making their products very easy to put together. Now, my favorite part, the garden sink. Look at that beautiful stainless steel. It is going to be such a breeze to clean up. It comes with this little strainer to catch the bigger chunks, and it also has a stopper to block the opening if you want to fill up the sink with water. Let's fit up the drain pipe. Now, this will drain the water from the sink into a bucket outside, which you will need to empty out when it's full. Now, let's install the faucet, the cabinet doors, and we're done. I also love that it has locking wheels, which means that I can easily move this to different spots in my backyard if I need to rearrange. Now, these shelves are solid. They can hold up to 265 pounds. That's a lot of bags of soil that it should be able to hold without bowing or bending. Let's connect up our water supply. Now, I'm using this easy quick connect with my Vego Garden retractable hose so that I can disconnect it easily and use it for other things like watering my plants or filling water in the pool when I'm not using it with my garden sink station. And we have water. Ah, lovely water. And it looks like the drainage tube is doing what it's supposed to do, so that's good. I feel like a kid playing with water. This is so much fun. Now it comes with this steel plate that you can put over the sink, and that makes it a nice continuous surface to work on. Now that's what I call a beautiful and functional statement piece for your garden. All right, let's put this to the test now, shall we? I just grabbed some seeds that I've been meaning to start for a while, and I've done nothing else. No prep work, I've not collected anything, but I've got these beautiful tomatoes. This is Alice's dream, delicious, fruity like orange tomato. I'm growing it for the first time this year. I've got summer savory, never grown this before either, but it's supposed to be a delicious heat tolerant herb that you can use with beans and all kinds of other dishes. And I've got two varieties of sunflower. This one is teddy bear sunflower. It is the cutest thing, and it grows just about this tall. It's just so adorable. And then I've got a larger variety of sunflower. So I'm gonna get these all in. So the first thing that I do is I grab my soil, which is right here, bottom shelf. And I've already put the lid on the garden sink station because I need a little bit of extra room to put this nice large container. And then I'm going to grab some seed starting trays here. Yeah, I got a couple of large ones because my sunflowers, they grow their roots really fast, really deep. So need that. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and get started planting, shall we? Oh, forgot. I need to get my gloves because my sister is a nurse. And if she sees me doing gardening stuff without my gloves, I'm going to be in trouble. So thankfully, my gloves are right here. So let's get those on. And I've already got my seed starting mix kind of prepped. I've got a little bit of fertilizer in there as well, which I kind of like to do. By the way, these are also from Vego Garden, all these different sizes of seed starting trays. These are two of the sizes, and there's another one that I am really enjoying called the Giga. It's like double the size of this one over here. And I'm actually growing beets, not beets, radishes indoors in that. So different experiment. But let's go ahead and fill up these trays. Now the soil is already pretty damp, but if it wasn't, I have my sink right here and I can fill up some water and wet it down. So let's go ahead and fill all these trays. So easy, no mess. I've got this sitting right here on my counter, right at waist level, so I am not bending, which I usually do when I got my seed starting mix sitting in the corner over there. I've got it in the tub. I'm bending over it and I'm trying to fill this. So already my back is thanking me. Got to think about all these things as you get older. I know I'm getting older, and I want to be able to garden for well into my golden years. So, all right, got all these filled up. Push them down just a little bit here. Now I've got this little tray that I use for bottom watering, which is kind of really nice. And all these seed starting trays fit nicely into it. I like actually the smaller size because sometimes when you have those really long trays, you've got different kinds of seedlings with different needs. And it's nice to have a smaller size so you can take them out into the sun or move them into the shade, whatever you want to do. All right, let's go ahead and plant up our seeds. Let me bring you a little bit closer. Okay, let's start with my sunflowers. And I took my gloves off because seed starting is a delicate operation when you're planting the seeds, and I don't want to mess up. So these are the teddy bear sunflowers. Just plant a few of them. So push those in, and you want to push it down to about double the size of the seed. That's the rule of thumb that you want to go for. And guess what? I forgot my labels. And if you don't write down what you're planting in each immediately, I promise you, you will forget. Now, I did not pre-plan this, and normally I'd be rushing inside to get my labels, but guess what? All I need to do is open my cabinet, and I got my labels. So let's write down teddy bear sunflower. And there we go. Now I should write the date as well. It's March 25th. Let's do the tomatoes next. I am so excited to grow this variety. I was so surprised and delighted when I got it as a free seed. I am a master gardener, and this is one of the tomatoes that they actually recommend, and it grows well in our part of the world here. So got a few seeds out. I'm going to do 2 in each pocket. That's enough. The thing about me is if I plant too many seeds and all of them germinate, I do not have the heart to kill off seedlings. So I'll be doing all this potting up, and yeah, it becomes a mess taking care of all these seedlings. So that's good enough, Alice's dream. I am very excited to grow you. I have this little method. If I have got multiple different varieties of seeds that I'm growing in a single tray like this, so I've got all the Alice's Dream over here. I put the label at the end kind of facing, so I know that this entire row is all Alice's Dream tomatoes. And then lastly, our Summer Savory. I'm going to plant those in all the remaining pockets. Oh, these are teeny tiny little seeds. Look at that. Sprinkle a few in each. Now the smaller seeds, I don't know whether this needs light to germinate. I'm guessing it does. So I'm going to be just pressing it in lightly, not really covering it up. Just kind of like that. There we go. My handwriting has gone so bad. I used to have such great handwriting as a kid, and now my kids don't even know how to write cursive. So, oh well. I'm not going to be doing this one because I think we're done with this. I've got one more batch of sunflowers that I'm going to be planting over here. All right, now we have to water them in, and let's see whether I've got enough water in my water bottle. Let me get the seeds out of the way first because I do not want water falling on my seeds. Put those aside. I really wish I had more space on this counter because I like to kind of spread things around, but probably in the future I will be getting that potting bench that can attach on the side so that I have more workspace. Oops, I need humidity domes for them. Darn. Oh, no worries, I've got them right here. The tomatoes need them. I'm going to leave the sunflowers without them. Wasn't that a dream, literally? All right, we got to clean up a little bit here. Put my gloves away, wash my hands, wipe down the counters. Lost my microphone. All right, brought you here again. Let's put this away. Just like that. These are going to go to my sunroom, and got to wipe down my counter. Oh, and then this I can stash on the side over here. Now wash up my hands. Wipe it down. Put the lid back on. Hang my little towel over here to dry. That was an absolute breeze, you guys. I really enjoyed that process. It was so simple. And yes, I have done this before, so I knew what to expect. But gosh, every time I do it, I just feel so grateful for this setup because it is going to make my life so much easier, and it has really made seed starting so much more enjoyable. You know, before I got this garden sink station, I did not even realize how much that start, stop thing was really affecting my ability to enjoy the process of seed starting. But now I know, and so now I probably can't live without it. Now, there is one more thing that I am so grateful to get this for. let me turn you around and show you one of the things that has been a real hassle for me. So you see the garden sink station over there, and over here we actually like to come out quite regularly during the warmer parts of the year, during summer, and put up an umbrella and have lunch over here as a family. But what is really a big headache for me is we have to bring all the stuff from the outside in, and it's usually things like paper napkins or silverware, little things that we forget. And every time getting up and going all the way inside and coming back out, it just became such a pain. We have alarms on all our doors and they close automatically because we've got indoor cats. And so opening those doors and then bringing these things, and it was just a real headache. Now, this station over here is going to solve a lot of those problems because I'm going to stash some extra silverware, some extra plates, some extra napkins, maybe a jug for water, and it's going to make it so much easier for us to come out here and enjoy meals together as a family. Isn't that special? So in case you're wondering about the half-empty swimming pool behind me, my husband's in the process of cleaning it up and doing some repairs. I'm wondering whether all of that seed starting mix that I've been washing into it over the years has finally caused some damage to it. I don't know. What do you think? So let's be real. Do you really need something like this to garden? No, of course you don't. But what I've learned over the years is that if you've got the right tools, they don't just make gardening easier, they actually make you want to garden more. And something like this removes those friction points and eliminates all those little annoyances. That's when it becomes a true game changer for me. So I am actually a Vego Garden affiliate, if you haven't guessed already. So if you do choose to buy this beautiful garden sink station or anything from that potting series, potting bench series, I do have a discount code that I will put in the description. And if you can use my link for your purchases, I sure would appreciate your support. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And now I've got more seeds to plant. Until next time, live green and love your greens.